I will reveal the hidden secret behind the content you consume. Everyone agrees that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, but they also forget the content that you consume as well. So if you keep on watching this person over and over, you're eventually going to get the traits of that person. And most of the time, that person's not really good to pick the traits up from. They could be some nerd, they could be some loser that just plays video games. But for most people, the content that they consume from Instagram, TikTok, movies, even if people watch anime, they all pick up this stuff and it's not really good for them. I'll tell you this time, I was watching this YouTuber, I used to watch him all the time, and one time I picked up, not even thinking about it, but I said one of the jokes that he said, and I'm like, oh, I just picked it up from that person. I wasn't even trying to say it, and I wasn't even trying to pick it up on purpose. It's because I kept on watching the content and my brain picked it up. If you watch a little bit of something, your brain will pick up some of it, but it won't be that big of an impact. But I still don't recommend watching losers play video games and stuff like that. So you must be careful with the content that you do consume, because it has an impact. It goes into your subconscious brain. People don't really understand it, but music has a big part in this as well, because if you listen to, let's say, some degenerate rap music 24/7, eventually you're going to pick it up because your brain's listening to the lyric. Now with this information, you've got to think, what content are you actually consuming that's bad for you? Because most of it is. So your social media, all that's bad. Even the news is pretty bad. Now once you know this information, you can figure out what it is and you can block it out. If you really have to, like let's say it's your job to review over the news, now that you know the information, you can kind of block it out. Now, I don't really recommend this because I don't think it works 100%. The best option is to not even watch that content in the first place. Let's go over the movies right now. How many times have you watched movies where the nerd ends up getting the hot chick in there? That never happens. And because most people have watched those movies so many times, those nerds now believe that they can get the 10 out of 10 chicks, which is an absolute lie. Just because the content they have consumed makes them believe that that is true. Never in a million years would the nerd get with a 10 out of 10. So most people my age, or well, my generation, love the movie American Psycho. Shit movie, by the way, don't even watch it. But most people nowadays love that movie because they're like, oh yeah, I'm so depressed, oh yeah. People my age are identifying and relating to this psycho killer, some mentally ill person from a movie, and they're like, yeah, I get it. That's bullshit. That just pisses me off. You are identifying with someone that he's a murderer and people are identifying with him. Like, honestly, it's just a shame. It's just a shame. If American Psycho is your favourite movie, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh yeah, I really resonate with this character. Fucking resonate with a fucking serial killer. That is bullshit. Oh, you don't understand my struggles. Your struggles. You literally go to school and your parents pay for everything. I don't know what the fuck you want about. Now movies are saying that, oh, chicks love a sensitive and nice guy, which is a load of shit. That's not true. People that make the movies say that, so then people actually believe that. They don't get a chick, which means there's less competition for them. The movies are over dramatized, so only for entertainment. Let's say it's a horror movie, they really make this over dramatic. So let's say this killer's running with a knife or something and they're running away. Oh my god, why don't you fight the dude, disarm the dude, and now you've got the knife, and now bam, dead, movie over. See, there's bad movies. Here are actually some good movies that you could watch that are actually good for you because you'll learn about business. You can watch Margin Call, Big Short, Wall Street, Boiler Room, Glengarry Glen Ross, and The Wolf of Wall Street. That's a good one. I'll move on to what people call anime. I've never watched it. Seems kind of shit. Have you seen the videos of those people that watch anime and think they're so tough because they do like fucking move their fingers and think that they can shoot lightning out of their fingers or whatever it is? They think they're so cool because they watch anime. They think, oh, if I just follow whatever they do, then I'm as strong as them, as strong as a drawing. And also most of the time that people watch that are just losers, so that's the main reason I've never watched it, because of the demographic of the people that watched it and the outcome of what they did. I could easily beat one of them with one hand. Not that hard. I'll expand onto the music bit. Like I said, music is dangerous because it's not something that you actually think about the content that you consume. But with music, see, I used to have music in my ears on the bus ride home and the bus ride back, so it was like 2 hours, and I used to listen to this depressive music, and that used to make me, well, depressed, because I used to consume it 5 times a week, 2 hours a week, so that's 10 hours. I used to listen to this depressing ass music. Once I changed up my music, then I was more happy and less sad. The thing is, with music most days, it's now more promiscuous. Like if you look at Cardi B, she's super degenerate, saying like, oh, I don't even know, I can't even tell you, I don't even listen listen to Cardi B, but you understand what I'm talking about. Most stuff is more degenerate and people listen to it all the time, and because it goes into their subconscious brain, they start to pick it up a lot and become more promiscuous. Now here is the worst part of all this content that you consume. When the kids are young, the parents just chuck an iPad in front of their face just to keep them quiet and not from crying, because most of the time they're either in a shopping centre, they just put it in front of it so they don't get embarrassed and don't cause a scene, or let's say the parents come home from work, they don't want to deal with it, so they just chuck the iPad on, and a lot of the time the kids are actually consuming the content from these people. See, you might think it's not really that bad of an influence because they're just watching kids shows. Most of the kids shows are actually not really that good for the kids, but I will get into it some other point. Let's say that they're a bit older. Let's say they are now watching YouTube. They're watching Minecraft and Roblox YouTubers. You might think there's nothing really that bad about them watching all this stuff. The content isn't as bad, but here's the bad bit. They're picking up stuff from the actual people they're watching. So let's say you're a Minecraft YouTuber they're watching. Oftentimes it's some 16-year-old kid who's weak and you can just fit 2 fingers around their arm because they've never lifted it in their life. They're weak, antisocial, shy, don't know how to deal with chicks. So pretty much the bottom of society. And your kids are learning from these people who oftentimes turn out to be pedophiles. So your kids are learning from pedophiles about life because the parents aren't raising them because they're doing other stuff like work, or they're relaxing because they've come back from work. So the parents aren't really raising the kids that much. Oftentimes it's the iPad and the schools that are actually raising the kids, not the parents. So the kids pick up bad habits. See, I don't want to make this sound all bad and just me dissing all movies and stuff like that. There is a positive out of this. If you're watching self-improvement videos, or if you're watching videos about how to get rich, business, and actually people that are good people, that are like the top echelon of people, so good work ethic, got discipline, eventually you'll start picking up their habits. You'll become more like them, which is a good thing because they're the people that you want to become more like. You don't want to become that loser that plays Minecraft. Be mindful with the content that you're consuming as well, and try block out as much as you can if possible. Short-term pain for a long-term gain.